Pochettino at 50, Liverpool heartbreak, Man United meeting, Joel Glazer's promise. Mauricio Pochettino turns 50 this Wednesday with the Argentine, previously heralded as one of the finest young coaches in Europe, facing arguably a make-or-break decision this summer. The current PSG boss came to most people's attention when he replaced Nigel Adkins at Southampton in January 2013. He'd previously had 3 years in charge at Espanyol, the club where he finished his career, saving them from relegation in his first year and beating Pep Guardiola's Barcelona at the Nou Camp. It was a case of a Premier League club overlooking young English managers for a foreign appointment, but Southampton's gamble would soon pay dividends. In just his 4th game in charge, Pochettino's Southampton pressed Manchester City off the park at St Mary's, beating the then champions 3-1 with a display that would become synonymous with the Argentine. Will Mauricio Pochettino be Man United's next manager? Have your say in the comments. 18 months after his arrival on the south coast, Tottenham and Daniel Levy came knocking. 5 immensely successful years saw the North London side's best ever Premier League finish, a Champions League final, and interest from Manchester United. Interest that could be renewed this summer, with the current PSG boss seemingly enduring a far from happy marriage in Paris, another former club whom he is now managing. Pochettino's Espanyol tenure ended with the club bottom of La Liga, but, as would become a problem later in his career, he was forced to work with huge financial restrictions. It meant he had to promote from the club's academy, working largely with young players. That trend continued at Southampton, where a host of the players handed opportunities by Pochettino have gone on to impress. Adam Lallana, Luke Shaw and James Ward-Prowse all benefited from the Argentine's knowledge. Southampton also benefited financially as they sold on players for huge profits. Pochettino's methods were clear by the time Levy lured him to Tottenham: high energy, high press and possession-based. His first year in North London was by no means a roaring success, but provided the foundation of what was to come, with Harry Kane beginning to look like the star he has gone on to be. In the 3 years after that, Pochettino led Tottenham to 3rd, 2nd and then 3rd. Their 2016-17 season saw them run Chelsea close in what was their final year at White Hart Lane. The 50-year-old and his team were forced to move to Wembley and, with money being invested in a new stadium, were unable to compete financially with their rivals. Instead, the likes of Harry Winks, Dele Alli, Eric Dyer and Kane all became pillars of the squad. For all the beautiful football, however, Tottenham were unable to claim the trophy they so coveted. Memorable performances at Juventus and Barcelona in the Champions League highlighted the obvious quality. But it was defeats in the League Cup final in 2015, the FA Cup semi-final in 2017 and 2018 that, increasingly, became the narrative that everyone stuck to. Even the Champions League final run in 2019, which included historic nights in Manchester and Amsterdam, masked poor league form. Pochettino's side failed to win a Premier League away game in the second half of the 2018-19 season as they limped to 4th place. Champions League final defeat by Liverpool in Madrid appeared something of a watershed moment. The gulf between Tottenham and the Reds clear to see. An aging side looked to have missed its moment, with the Argentine's phenomenal coaching ability only able to cover for so much as the likes of Chelsea, City, and Liverpool invest hundreds of millions in players. In the months before his exit, Pochettino quipped at a press conference, "I am not in charge, and I know nothing about the situation of my players. I am only coaching them and trying to get the best from them. Sell, buy players, sign contract, not sign contract. I think it is not in my hands, it's in the club's hands and Daniel Levy. The club need to change my title and description. Of course I am the boss deciding the strategic play, but in another area I don't know. Today, I feel like I am the coach." Pochettino was out of the game for 14 months following his Tottenham sacking in November 2019. Prior to that, though, he was strongly linked with the United job after the dismissal of Jose Mourinho in December 2018. The Red Devils ended up backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but his sacking late last year means they are again on the lookout for a new permanent boss, with Pochettino among the favourites. That may mean the Old Trafford board have to negotiate with the PSG hierarchy, who currently have Pochettino under contract. In Paris, the Argentine has them sat top of Ligue 1, having been unable to retain the title last term. The ultimate gauge in the French capital, however, is Champions League success, and failing to deliver can spell the end. With Zinedine Zidane waiting in the wings, there is a sense that an amicable cutting of ties could occur, freeing Pochettino up to make a Premier League return. L'Equipe reported recently that PSG chief Leonardo went to visit the Argentine at the hotel in which he currently lives to suss out whether he wants to make the move to Old Trafford. This came after a Champions League clash with Manchester City, in which Pochettino faced a barrage of questions asking whether he saw himself at PSG long-term. Pochettino will also be buoyed by comments made by Joel Glazer, who looks ready to heavily back the next man he appoints. The American said in the summer that on-pitch success was always the priority whilst also claiming, "We can always improve. There's always more work to be done." Pochettino's demeanor, conduct and style of play looks to suit what United want to stand for. Sir Alex Ferguson has previously had dinner with Pochettino and is thought to be a fan, which could greatly work in his favour. The former Tottenham boss is currently in the very good bracket of coaches and keeps threatening to leap into the elite category. To do so, however, he will need silverware to back up his talent with time still firmly on his side.